Well, let's talk about the fight that had people salivating on Saturday night. Gilbert Melendez with the decision victory over Diego Sanchez, and doing their best Forrest Griffin and Stephan Bonner impressions, as I said earlier. This was an absolute war. Was it your fight of the year?
It was not my fight of the year. I give Gustafsson Jones the fight of the year, and the only reason I say that is because of the fact that heading into that fight, nobody gave Gustafsson a chance. And same sort of thing in this fight with Diego. I mean, if you look at the betting lines, Gilbert was favored very heavily. It's just the fact that the title was on the line in that fight, and it could have gone either way. And I think it just made it that much more intriguing. Don't get me wrong, Diego Sanchez is tough as nails, and this definitely comes a close second. But I still think that just what was at stake for the light heavyweight title at UFC 165 in Toronto, I think you have to give it to those guys.
Fair enough, but let's talk about what we do next now with Gilbert Melendez and Diego Sanchez, for that matter. Gilbert Melendez, I got nothing but love for TJ Grant, but I think you have to shuffle him out of the mix right now. He's got some lingering concussion issues, and if you've got Melendez waiting in the wings to fight either Anthony Pettis, which, the prospect of that fight has me giddy, a Pettis-Melendez fight, or he continues the war with Josh Thompson, either way, you have to put Melendez in that slot, I think.
I 100% agree. You have to ride the momentum of this fight of the year that he had with Diego Sanchez, and just capitalize on this and give him a big fight. And I think he is ready for it. And you can't wait around forever for TJ Grant. It's unfortunate. I'm a big fan of his. I'd love to see him get that next title shot. But I think the fight that makes sense is him taking on the winner of Thompson, Pettis, and then from there you kind of see how the division unfolds. But I think you really, like I said, Carlin, you really have to kind of carry the momentum from that fight and give him another big name marquee matchup.
Well, we don't know if UFC will strike with the iron is hot. They certainly didn't do that by not making Jones Gustafsson 2. I know we see eye to eye on that. But what about Diego Sanchez? There's been talk he's been calling out Nate Diaz. Is that the right matchup for him?
Yeah, I mean, he's coming off a loss, and you could almost say 2 losses, because I think a lot of people didn't feel like he beat Takanori Gomi. No. I think it makes sense. If you remember his fight with Nick Diaz years ago, that was a very entertaining fight. Nate Diaz, of course, having a similar style. I think that could be a very interesting matchup. And, for Nate Diaz, it would be a good chance for him to kind of bounce back from that devastating loss to Josh Thompson.